It's not surprising that meadows are this well of life in Yosemite because this is where water comes together. This is where life comes together. I love watching those meadows burst into life, and it's like the epicenter of life in spring in Yosemite. So bears using it for food, deer using it for food, frogs using it as a breeding ground, dragonflies, butterflies. I can't imagine all the things that would be missing if we didn't have these meadows.
Meadows play a critical role in the landscape of Yosemite. They're biodiversity hotspots. There's quite a few plants and animals that really rely on meadows for important habitat, for shelter, for breeding grounds, for food source.
In Yosemite, there are over 3,000 meadows, but that only represents 3% of the park. You know, even though that's such a small percentage of the park, meadows are a very important part of the ecosystems in Yosemite, and they hold a great amount of ecological diversity of plants and animal species.
Meadows are important for biodiversity, but they're also important for people, too. Most visitors to Yosemite will spend their time in or near meadows to see wildflowers, to listen to birdsong, or to enjoy open views of the surrounding landscape. So this human connection to meadows isn't new. People have been coming to Yosemite meadows for a long time.
Meadows are places where people have lived and gathered for thousands of years. People have been here. I grew up here, my family is from here, and I have a special love for this place because this is where my ancestors are from, and I want to help protect it. I got a tule, Schonoplectus californicus. This is a native plant here that grows in meadows and marshy habitats. Traditionally, it had many uses. People relied on tule for baskets, netting, bed matting, houses. It is a user-friendly plant, so it's a good plant for beginners to learn how to make baskets, such as this one, this little tule basket. Awanichi people from the Yosemite Valley would traditionally burn the meadows. They burn for many different reasons, for hunting purposes, to help produce straight shoots for baskets.
When European American settlers first arrived to Yosemite Valley in the 1850s, they displaced the native people there and really changed the way that meadows were managed.
The gold rush brought a lot of European settlers. They had different ideas about fires. They stopped fires in the 1880s, and over time, it changed our meadows. Our meadows were encroached by conifers, and we are seeing the result of that today.
Over the past 150 years, we've lost 2/3 of our meadow extent in Yosemite Valley due to fire suppression and hydrologic changes such as ditching and filling of meadows. Ditching of meadows, which was often done for mosquito abatement, but also to dry out meadows to allow seeding and haying for livestock grazing.
When you look at a meadow in Yosemite Valley, like Cook's Meadow, for example, you probably wouldn't imagine that there were pigs and cows all over that meadow, but at one time there were.
What we realize today is that the past alterations that we've made to Yosemite Valley can be undone through better management and also active ecological restoration.
After you take out all the infrastructure and the gravel, the infill, it comes back quickly, and parking lots become meadows again, very wet meadows sometimes, and it's really beautiful to see native habitats return.
Here 100 years later, we are restoring these places. We're bringing back the hydrology, we're bringing back the native plants, and then that brings back butterflies and dragonflies and bear and deer. This place can once again be the well of life that it initially was.
We're able to accomplish all this fantastic meadow work in Yosemite through the help of the Yosemite Conservancy.
In the past years, Yosemite Conservancy has donated millions of dollars to help restore meadows in Yosemite.
They've also helped us improve visitor experience. They've helped us install boardwalks, fencing, and even interpretive signage to help us tell the story of why meadows are so remarkable.
Visitors can help protect meadows by staying on established trails and respecting the wildlife by keeping a safe distance. It's such a privilege and honor to be able to help restore these meadows and native plants. Meadows are special, special places.